leave it to Willow to change the game when it comes to manual breast pumps, or did they? Let's get into it. I'm here to talk to you today about the brand new Willow Wave manual breast pump. It's now available on Willow's website. You can get it in some Target stores or on Target.com, and you can get it on Amazon, but just so you know, right now it is only available fulfilled by merchant, so you cannot get it through Prime. However, I imagine it will change pretty soon and you will be able to get it through Prime. Let's just get into my first initial take. So full disclosure, I am not currently pumping. I have not pumped in a decade. It's so sad to say, but I am a certified breastfeeding specialist. I've been in the mom and baby industry for a while now. I've worked for several pump companies. I have friends that work for several brands, and I love to just kind of stay in the know with all the latest technology, the ins and outs of the industry. So I have a very unique perspective that I love to offer through my consulting business, Mommy Medica, where I do see moms just like yourself. I do talk to other brands and assist them with their products. So I love to be able to offer just my insights to you through my channel. So the Willow Wave is a soft flange that you see here. It is a 24 millimeter, which is great. I love to see brands that are starting to pay attention to the statistics and the data that's out there that show that moms are trending downwards. We used to see brands including 32, 28, and most moms are actually trending down and falling into sizes 15, 17, 19, 21, and actually we even see moms on the 11 and 13 scale. So it's really, really important that we start seeing brands change their packaging and change the flanges that they're including standard on their products. Soft silicone flange, 24 millimeter, very, very interesting. I will say this is one of those silicones that tends to pick up every single dust particle and hair. I mean, just even today after unboxing this, it hasn't left my desk. But I mean, it's covered. It's covered in stuff. I mean, so it's gonna be very difficult to keep clean. So one thing I will tell you is definitely invest in a nice container for it, a good wet dry bag, something that's gonna help you maintain keeping it free of all of that debris. One thing I will tell you again, I'm not currently pumping, but I did, put it in my bra, try it out to see if it would work. I really don't like that the tunnel is not clear. One of the problems that we see with wearables and with collection cups is when the tunnel is not clear, it is so hard to get proper nipple alignment. If your nipple is not properly aligned in that tunnel, it's just going to cause a miserable pumping experience. So I'm concerned with the nipple alignment. If you can see here, I'll kind of start taking it apart for you. So you've got your silicone flange here, again, 24 millimeter. But you can see this hard plastic piece, the tunnel, you can't even see my finger, right? I mean, it's solid white. So when you put this up against your breast and you start to align your nipple, you're not going to be able to see your nipple alignment. Furthermore, for you mamas who can't feel your letdown, it's going to be a little tricky for you to switch from the stimulation to expression mode. So I'm going to show you that here in just a second. So just like I mentioned with other manual breast pumps, they typically do have those two modes that you can switch from, like the Medela Harmony, the Rumble Tuck that I just showed you as well. They have those two modes that you can switch in between. Well, guess what? The Willow Wave does as well, which I do love. So let's talk about that. So this is the handle right here for the Willow Wave. One thing I want to mention is that the diaphragm for this is actually in the handle, okay? So we're typically used to seeing with an actual standard collection container that you will have the diaphragm piece typically be like up here, like this piece right here. You'll have the diaphragm in the collection cup. The diaphragm is actually up here, okay? And so with that, this is actually considered an open system product. That means you mamas out there who love to hack things and think, oh my gosh, I have myself a brand new collection cup. This is so exciting, right? You can hook this up to your Spectra or your Medela or something like that, right? Not a good idea. Why? Because that diaphragm acts like a backflow protector and protects milk from entering the tubing. And then when milk enters the tubing, it can get into your pump motor. When milk gets into your pump motor, it's game over for your breast pump. Your warranty is ruined. It's done. It's a done deal. So it's not even worth, in my professional opinion, trying to buy this and thinking this is going to be amazing for me. I'm going to have a manual breast pump, and I'm also going to be able to hack this and use this as a wearable option. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. So again, back to the handle. So one of the unique things about the handle is you can see right here, this little notch, right? And so that little notch, and then combined with that little knob right there, is going to prevent the handle from going down too far, and it's going to make it very shallow, right? So that again is going to imitate the suckle of the baby when they're doing that initial letdown stimulation mode, right? So then when you're using this in stimulation mode to initiate that suckle or that letdown, that's what it looks like, okay? So then when you're ready to, when you see that milk start to drop or drip into the collection cup, hopefully that you do, which again, the collection cup itself is clear and there is that spout there at the bottom. So you will eventually start to see milk drop, but again, you've got it in your bra, right? You've got it in your bra, and like, how are you going to be able to see the milk dropping out? So it's just to me, the practicality of not being able to see through the flange tunnel just makes this very difficult for me to really get behind. But so you start to feel, you know, if you're a mama who feels your letdown, you feel your letdown happen, then you can slide this down, and now you see that little notch can fully go all the way down for the full expression mode. So now you can fully express that milk, fully drain the breast, just like so. So let's connect it. So you're gonna take the little tubing that comes with it. It comes with an L-shaped connector just like this. You're gonna plug it in right here. And then you're gonna take the other end and you're gonna plug it into your handle, just like this, right up top. Okay, simple as that. I mean, it's pretty easy to connect. And now you're ready to go. So you can slip this into your bra and then you can go ahead and start pumping. So I was actually on a call today with the Willow team where they were going over the Willow Wave with all of the new excited moms. And they were talking about the silicone inserts that are compatible with this manual pump. And so they did mention that if you already have an existing Willow wearable, that those silicone inserts actually do work with the Wave. So that's one thing you can take note of. They do not work with Pump and Pal and I believe Lactec. So if you do have those are not going to work. I did actually have a Rumble Tough silicone insert kit on hand. These are going to be comparable to like your Maymom short silicone inserts. And I was able to actually very easily take one of these. This one is a 15 millimeter. And just very easily put that in there, very flush. So again, this is a Rumble Tough brand. You can find these though on Amazon in very different brands of all kinds. Maymom has them. And again, one thing I do love about the multi-sized insert kits is that sometimes your nipple changes, sometimes we're one size on one side, a different size on the other. And so having to buy multiple sizes, it just doesn't really work well. So having one of these kits, they're super affordable. I think this one's $5.99. Full disclosure, I do work with Rumble Tough. I'm not going to make any money off of this, video. However, you can get these again in other brands. They range the same price. on Amazon for all kinds of different sizes. But one thing that I would consider picking up is a multi-sized insert kit. One of my next major concerns is the fact that we have no replacement parts for this right now, right? You go on Amazon, you go on Target, you even go on Willow's website, there's no mention about replacement parts. You can't find them anywhere. There's nothing in the instruction manuals. That's actually one of the very first things I did before I even purchased this, was I tried to find some kind of information about replacement parts. So in the live that I went to today, that question was asked, what about replacement parts? So what they actually said was that they recommend replacing the parts on the Wave every 90 days. To me, that's a little questionable, debatable. Depends on how frequently you're pumping, how often you need to replace your parts. I understand I didn't develop the product, so maybe because the diaphragm's in the handle, maybe that's the case. It's a very, very unique product. Maybe I can give it to them. Maybe it's true. Maybe it does need to be replaced every 90 days. However, they made mention that the product itself has a warranty of 90 days as well. You do the math, okay? So parts are good for 90 days. The product has a warranty of 90 days. There's no parts available. And then when I kind of pressed them on the issue of like, okay, so are you saying that it's consumable? Are you saying that we have to throw it out and just go buy another one? They really didn't answer the question. So I have friends that work at Willow, and I actually reached out to a couple people and I'm waiting a response. So we'll see if they respond. Listen, overall, the price point of the product is $35. It's not that bad in comparison to the Medulla Harmony, to like the Rumble Tuck pump that I spoke about, to some of the other manual pumps that are out there. The price is not that bad, especially when you consider the fact that it is a unique new offering. But I don't love that there's not transparency about the fact that it appears to be a consumable item that basically is going to last you 90 days, and then you're just going to go need to buy another one, which we're just not used to in this market. We're just not used to having a manual breast pump that you basically can only use for 3 months and then go buy a new one. We're used to replacing our parts every 30 to 90 days, right? We're replacing valves that cost $2, right? We're not used to buying a new pump every 90 days that costs 35 bucks. So that's just something to consider. But overall, I think it's awesome that we are pushing, us moms and us industry professionals are pushing these brands to think outside the box, to get creative, and to do something different. And I think regardless, that's a win. So I leave it to you guys to let me know your thoughts. So drop them in the comments. Let me know your first impressions. Let me know your personal experiences with the product. And I look forward to hearing more.